Hello guys, here is a Hunter Beacon Hill ceiling fan. This is a 42-inch model, and the model number is, or category number is 24301-300, and it's from the second week of 2001. I got this fan from a Facebook Marketplace listing for $20, and I thought it was a pretty good deal, so I bought it. Now, this is not typically something that would go into my collection for one reason, and that is because it's in brushed nickel finish, and I'm not particularly fond of brushed nickel finish. I think it's a pretty ugly finish, in fact. However, the reason why I bought this fan is because of the nostalgia factor that these Hunter Beacon Hill ceiling fans have to me. There was a house that I went to in the 2010s, I think 2016 to be exact. Well, or I should say, I've been to that house 3 times. One time in 2013, one in 2016, and one in 2017. And in 2017, I had a sleepover at that house, which was my mom's friend's house. And we had a lot of fun together. And I remember in the bedroom I was sleeping in, they had the same exact fan there, and it was in brushed nickel finish. And I remember I loved that thing. I loved the airflow out of the thing. Like, that definitely made me feel very cool when I was sleeping in that bedroom. Now, there were a lot of other Hunter fans in the house. Like, all the ceiling fans that were in that house were Hunters, except in the office. I think those had Hampton Bay Minuet 2s. But all the other fans in the house were Hunters. Like, I remember there was a Hunter Summer Breeze or Passport. I can't remember exactly because that was about 10 years ago. But it was either a Summer Breeze or a Passport in the foyer room. There was a Bayport, which is basically a 4-blade version of this fan, in the kitchen area. And I do remember there was a 44-inch. It looked very similar to a Beacon Hill, but it had a bowl like it. I can't remember off the top of my head what it was, but they did have one of those fans in another bedroom of their house. And there were some other Hunters there. Like, I think there was I can't remember exactly what the names were. I don't even remember what they looked like. But again, those memories are about a decade old at this point, and I was still in my single digits at the time, so they are fading, unfortunately. But if I ever go to that house again, then I will take pictures of the ceiling fans in that house, because I would absolutely be happy to post them on YouTube. But I do know there was this exact same fan in the bedroom I was sleeping in, so that is the exact same reason why I bought this fan, even though it is in an ugly finish. So this fan might make its way into my dad's shop, because in his shop would be a good place in the house for a brushed nickel fan, because that building is, of course, a new building, and newer stuff would just look better in there. So I might put that fan in there. However, unfortunately, this fan did not come with a mounting bracket, which I'm just stealing a mounting bracket off of one of my other Hunter fans from the 2000s. Eventually, I am gonna put a down rod on this fan, because this fan didn't come with a rod either. But I'm gonna put a down rod on this fan and make it so I can use it as a ball and socket bracket. because the type of bracket this uses is the canopy is what holds the down rod and not the bracket. That design is okay, but I prefer the design where the hanger ball is what supports the fan, so I don't get nervous that the fan is going to fall while I connect the wires. But otherwise, it is an okay system as long as it's not Casablanca. So, anyway, I'm going to fire this thing up and I'll show you guys. Here's the light. I'm using 3 CFL bulbs in there. I think I'm using 13 watts, which would be 60 watt equivalent. All right, now it's time to show you guys the fan. Here's low. And I am feeling a significant breeze from this thing already, and it's not even up to speed yet. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head what the power draw of this thing was. It is probably something like, I would say probably like 0.6 or so. I can't remember off the top of my head. I will know once I look at the information tag. But this is low speed and drawing 9 watts and 0.21 amps. And I am feeling a pretty significant breeze from this thing. And that's only on low speed. Like, I have heard this, and I definitely believe this. These Hunter fans from the Beacon Hill and the Bayport are both exceptional performers. Like, some of the best 42-inch ceiling fans ever seen. And I agree with that. Here's medium. Now, these fans, the Hunter Beacon Hill, are so good. I don't think there's really any other 42-inch fans that are as good as these. Not even a Casablanca Lady Delta. The Lady Delta is probably comparable to this, but I would say that the Hunter Beacon Hill is much better in many ways. Well, probably not much better in terms of performance, but the Casablanca ceiling fans have some serious reliability issues that come with them. Such as you have the IntelliTouch controls failing, you have this slumber quiet thing failing, you have the flywheels breaking, you have the hang falls fall through, get someone hurt, break the blade, shatter the light kit, canopy. Like, all these things that are annoying about Casablanca fans, you don't have with a Hunter Beacon Hill. And not to mention, these cost a fraction of the price in the 2000s. Like, I think the Hunter Beacon Hill was probably something around $70 or $80, where the Casablanca Lady Delta was probably somewhere in the range of $200 to $400. So if I were to buy this, the two fans at the time, or had a choice, it would be the Hunter Beacon Hill. Easy decision. This fan is drawing 27 watts and 0.35 amps. And here's high. This thing has a little wobble to it, but it's not horrible. Other than the sound of the wobble, which is a byproduct of having a flush mount fan, by the way, this thing is dead silent. Like, I will hold the light kit here. Now, just ignore that creaky noise for a moment. Other than that creaky noise, it's dead silent, which that creaky noise wouldn't have happened if this fan was used on a down rod. The reason for that is because every time a fan wobbles, even if it's slight, it's going to make a creaky sound, which is one of the many reasons why I don't like the flush mount for ceiling fans. So on high, this fan is drawing 64 watts and 0.52 amps, which is not a lot of power. This thing is very efficient. Unlike Casablanca, these use a regular old spinner motor. I think these use a 188. I could be wrong on that, so correct me if I'm wrong. But I do think these use a 188 motor. It has very respectable blade pitch and moves plenty of air. Not to mention, you don't have the flaws with Casablanca, like the hang falls, fall through canopies that get somebody injured, and the flywheels breaking, or the IntelliTouch control breaking. Like, I would say that the Hunter Beacon Hill is just as good, if not better, than the Casablanca Lady Delta in all respects. I'll show you guys the light with the fan on. And I'll put it on reverse just to show you guys that it works. I'm not going to show you guys of it with all the speeds because it's basically the same thing but with the fan in the other direction. Yeah, reverse works. And now off. Well, there you have it, my 42-inch Hunter Beacon Hill ceiling fan. Thank you. Have a nice day.